Hi guys, it's Kat. Today, I'm going to show you how I built this miniature faux leather sectional. It's based on my original fabric sectional tutorial and has 5 major upgrades over it. I love the classic look of this tan leather version and the modern look of this black leather one. Let's get started. The first thing you need is a 1/5 of an inch thick foam board. I use these huge sheets from Arteza because they cut beautifully. I like to cut long strips first because it makes a huge sheet a lot easier to manage. The measurements I'm cutting here are the same as in my fabric sectional and listed in the info box below. You'll need 2 pieces for each part because we'll be doubling the foam for thickness. I use wood glue as it dries super strong. Simply glue on the armrests and the seat backs. The first upgrade we're making is attaching the 2 sides of the sectional with magnets. These tiny magnets are surprisingly strong. Measure and cut out 2 holes on each piece where they meet. The cutout should be the exact same size as the magnet. Then I grab JB Well metal epoxy and mix up equal parts from each tube. This stuff is so strong and the magnet won't be going anywhere. I love this upgrade because it'll ensure that the couch seat and the chaise remain neatly together no matter their setting. I use an index card here to cover the magnets, but that really isn't necessary. Now we're ready to upholster. This tan faux leather is only 0.8 of a millimeter thick, so it's perfect for miniatures. I cut out a strip that's 2/5 of an inch thick. Glue it to the sides of the armrests. I'll be using this trusty fabric glue. Then wrap the seat back. Here I'm covering the seat bottom. You don't need to cover the entire bottom because it'll be covered by a seat cushion. Lastly, glue the leather to the sides of the armrest and trim off the excess. I go into detail on measurements for the fabric and how to neatly glue it on in my previous tutorial. If you need specifics, please check out that video. I tried using this leather glue, but I honestly didn't like it for this project as it leaves a residue. Let me know if you like this glue, and if so, how do you use it? Perform the same exact steps for the chaise. Next up are the seat cushions. I cut out a piece of cardboard the same size as the seat bottom. If you choose to add a lot of tufting like we did in my previous fabric tutorial, draw guidelines to divide the cardboard into 32 sections. For less tufts, divide it into 8 or 16 sections. If you don't want any, you can leave it blank. I drew 32 here for reference. The second upgrade is to reinforce this cardboard with vinyl. I used an easy iron-on vinyl here. It'll prevent your needle and thread from tearing up the cardboard. You can also use clear packing tape if you can't get your hands on vinyl. Then just poke a hole everywhere you want a tuft. I didn't make any for the tan sectional, but I'll show you how I did it for the black one. Then cut a piece of 1/2 inch thick cushion foam to the same size and glue it to the cardboard. To upholster the seat, simply wrap the leather over the foam and glue the sides down with fabric glue. For the corners, I trim straight down, then glue the sides together. To cleanly finish the edge, I'll be using leather paint. I mixed 3 drops of brown, 1 drop of orange, and 2 drops of pink to make this tan color. Angelus also sells a tan color if you don't want to mix your own. Now just paint the color onto the corners. It'll dry with a smooth, glossy leather look. Do the same for the chaise. Trim adds such a nice level of detail to miniatures and we'll be making some with this thin leather cord. I painted using the same tan color I mixed and then glued to the edges of the armrest. This is the third upgrade over the fabric sectional, which didn't have any trim. For the seat back cushions, cut 2 rectangular pieces that are 2 by 3 inches. Sew them right sides together, leaving a small gap. Then flip it inside out and stuff it with batting. I then sew the gap closed for a secure seam. Make 3 of these. Upgrade number 4 is a dust cover. One of you guys suggested that in my previous video and I love the idea. To make it, I just cut a piece of thin black fabric to fit the underside of the couch. Glue it on with fabric glue. For the legs, I simply cut half-inch lengths from the pointy ends of candy apple skewers. Just like in my previous tutorial, I stained them with brown acrylic paint and glued them onto each corner. The black sectional is made using nearly the same exact steps. We'll be adding tufting to this one, so you'll need a needle and thread. Just poke the needle up through the cardboard, cushion, and leather. Then poke a new hole through the leather and pull it back down. The tighter you pull, the deeper your divot will be. Tie a knot to secure it. Let's add buttons next. This is upgrade number 5. I punched out some holes from the same leather material and simply glued to the top with the thread on the divot. Because the sectional has a modern look, I made one long sleek seat back cushion instead of 3. That's it guys, these leather couches are all done. The most commonly asked question I get is where I get my supplies. I just created an Amazon storefront and linked it below. There you can find all the supplies I use broken out into different categories and see tips and tricks on how I use them. The second most commonly asked question is whether or not I sell my miniatures. I've never had enough time to produce minis to sell before. However, I'm considering putting a few sectionals up for sale. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and make sure to subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Bye.